Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here, and today we're actually taking a look at the robot spirits, robot Damashii, Gundam Epyon from Bandai Japan. Gundam Wing was actually the first exposure I really ever had to the Gundam series, and I really liked that series. Um, and Epyon was my favorite Gundam of the series too. Well, yes, I'm saying series a lot. Okay, so sue me. But yeah, Epyon was my favorite Gundam, so I'm happy to actually have a new figure of it, which is highly detailed, highly posable. At least that's what I'm hearing. But yeah, let's look at the box. It's pretty standard for the Robot Damashii line. Got the robot spirits on the side. Nice images of Epyon in his robot and dragon mode. Nice image of Epyon right there. The back shows all the features. You got a big image of him in with his whip. Shot of his sword in 2 modes. The extra pieces for dragon mode. Image of dragon mode, and another shot of Epyon. And on this side is pretty much just a continuation of the front, which is pretty sweet. But anyway, time to get this guy opened and see what he looks like. Okay, now we got Epyon opened up and in the dragon mode, which is what got me into this guy in the first place. I mean, I remember seeing Epyon in action for the first time on Gundam Wing, seeing it fly in this mode, and I was impressed. You can see it's a very nice twin-headed dragon mode. Very well detailed. You can see just about everything. Sure, he's got a visible head, but this wasn't wasn't like one of the Transformers. It was actually Gundam. So I'll allow it. Let's see, you got a nice long tail, which is very well articulated. Like after the first 3, each of these have their own fall joints. So yeah, you're going to be able to get a lot of poses out of this thing, which is pretty sweet in itself. The wings have articulation as well. You can pose it like this, and hey, that little bit came out. Kind of hard to do it and not have my hand in the way, but we'll get into it a little bit more when robot mode. As you can see, we've got these nice long talons, and these wrists are, then it has alternate wrists for the actual robot mode. Again, we'll get into that later, as well as alternate feet. And an interesting thing, if I can get it off, you can take this off, and you don't worry about that, we'll get that back on later. You can actually got a second piece which you can just put on the chest. And if you got like a Damashii stage, which unfortunately I don't, you can actually set it up on there for a flying pose, which is always a nice little bonus. I'm gonna just put the regular on. As you can see, the tail actually pops off very easily. It's just on this little ball joint that goes into this little hole right on the bottom of the Epyon, or right at the top of the Epyon. Now it's easy enough to snap it in sometimes. Yeah, just snaps in, good to go. But yeah, it's something to watch out because that'll pop out very easily. As you can see, he's got plenty of articulation. So you can actually have this, you can actually get some nice poses out of this mode. But this isn't the mode that is most well known. So let's get him into robot mode and see what we get there. Oh, before we do, one last detail I forgot to mention. There's actually, get enough light in there. Get the skirt pieces out of the way. There's actually a piece included that you put in for jet thrusters in the dragon mode, which is pretty nice and excellent attention to detail. I wish Bandai America would show this much attention to detail with their collector figures. But apparently they're not gonna do that. Anyway, let's get him into robot mode and see what we get there. Now we got Epyon in robot mode, and it's a nice looking bot mode. I mean, well built. And interesting thing, for the dragon mode, he actually gave you separate feet to better suit the dragon mode than the robot mode feet. And as you saw, these ones actually swiveled. These do not. They're static. They're not going to move. But he is still very well articulated. He's got ball jointed head, ball jointed shoulders, even a forward back, which is a well designed one. So you can actually move a lot there. Got bicep swivel. He's got double jointed elbows, swivel above, like below the elbow, ball jointed wrists. He's got forward back on the wings, up and down on there. He's moving in and out, and as you can see, there's a little wing bit that comes out when you fold it down. And these actually fold in and out too. So you got plenty of options there. He's got an ab crunch, waist articulation. Yeah, that pops out. I'll get into that later. These skirt pieces, all like the front and side skirt pieces, move. So he's got forward, backward on the thighs, which is pretty well unhindered. In and out, thigh swivel, double jointed knee, toe articulation, left and right, up and down, foot. So you can get a lot of poses out of these figures. So yeah, the robot Damashii line is a very well articulated line, and Epyon is no exception. Now here's his little whip accessory, which just you got a little peg here, clip and peg, that goes onto the bottom of the arm. And it just pops right in there. And you got the option of, and since all those little articulation points were ball joints, you can control just how long you make his whip. Because right now I just got it to the just the tip, just for like a concealed mode. But you can just pop that out. It's just a ball joint, pops in very easily. Take the rest of the tail, pop that on, pop the tip on, and there you got your fully extended, fully articulated heat whip, which is awesome. You can pose it any way you see fit. And just take that on there. And that looks pretty sweet. Also got some sword options. So before we get to the sword, let's get to the hands, because it's got a few options on those too. Not even sure I got. But yeah, you got some the fists, which are on him already. You got pair of you got two different right holdy thing hands. One for a regular sword holding and one for a little bit more extended forward. You got a pair of open hands for dramatic posing. And you also have this dual wielding holding hand. And I'm pretty certain there was another one like this. Just can't find it right now. But yeah, you got plenty of options with those. He also has his heat sword, which you can see the compressed mode right there, like the regular holster. The whole holster can pop off. And yeah, these are two pieces, so you could have it without the wire if you want. You have the handle here, which has the holster attached to it, and the blade tip, and two blades. One regular size clear translucent blade, and one, I'm compensating for something, huge translucent blade. But anyway, to switch out the hands, they're on a ball joint. Just take that off, pop the hand you want to use in. I'm just using a holding hand, and it's in there nice and snug. Like I said, these are on ball joints, so it's easy to switch them. Now for the sword, just take the holster, pop it in. Yeah, that whip comes off very easily, but that's okay. But you can just slide in that. And this is a wire, so it's posable. It won't move around on its own. So don't have to worry about that. Then you pop in the emitter and choose your flame effect. I'm just going to have him use the supersized one, even though that'll probably, yeah, that weighs him down quite a bit, so okay. Yeah, we're going to put in the regular one just so he can hold it without falling over. But as you can see, he can hold his weapons very well. And both hands are on ball joints, so that those two-handed pose ones fit on very easily. Now the last accessory he comes with is a nice little back clip, which would see if I can figure out how to do this, which will just plug into the thrusters like so, and enable a Damashii stage to be used by plugging into the back of here, which will be good for in the air poses or poses using that giant blade. But all in all, I do highly recommend him. He's about $60. You can get him from Big Bad Toy Store and probably Toy Arena or any place that sells Robot Damashii. You can probably even find them in a comic book shop if you like. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you another day. Take care, have fun, and bye-bye.